I'm Jeremy Pinkus. I am the Director of Research and Strategy here at Isobar Marketing Intelligence, and I'm also the Director of the Neuro Lab here. So Isobar is a very kind of wide-ranging digital agency that deals with strategy, intelligence, UX testing, of course, but also all the technical side of it, actually creating experiences, digital properties, digital assets of one kind or another. So part of our impetus for developing a biometric capability was the fact that we independently had come up with a solution to the sort of can't say, won't say problem of market research. That is, people either can't say, they simply don't know the vocabulary, they can't articulate how they feel, they simply aren't aware of how they feel, or the won't say problem if it's a sensitive subject. So we created a thing called MindSight, which is a rapid image, rapid exposure, rapid response technique, gut level reactions tied to a motivational system. But what we needed was a way to tie that overall finding to a moment-to-moment stimulus-based, real-time, time-locked way of measuring it. And biometrics were the perfect adjunct to that. For years, we kind of struggled with, how do we get a biometric measurement into our work? And we'd experimented with lots of different options. We'd experimented with, online eye tracking. There's providers of that. There's online, facial coding and the rest. And it's fine, except what we wanted was to go much deeper. So we really needed something that was going to allow us to bring in things like EEG and GSR, things you really need to get from a respondent's body to really kind of break through some of the superficial, response styles and get something that's much deeper and much harder to control. We've used it in the past to kind of discount sometimes people's stated enthusiasm for something if there's a disconnect between what they're saying, what their voice is doing, and what their face is showing. So probably the most important thing that iMotions does for us is to put all these different sensors into the same time-locked platform, so that it just facilitates analysis. I've worked in labs, I have a lot of experience training in other labs where, we use one program for stimulus presentation, we use another one for measuring, a series of biometrics, we had yet another one to look at eye tracking, we had other ones, and then you'd have to do a lot of data manipulation. You have to bring it into MATLAB, you have to bring it into Excel, you have to bring it into SPSS. I think I used 5 different programs, not counting the other ones I already mentioned, just to get the data analyzable. And even then, it was primarily focused on sort of overall metrics for the entire experience, not really tying it to a moment in time. So I think, iMotions has been a game changer, frankly. In sort of big picture, this is one of the ways that marketing research, I think, is changing, is it's kind of moving from a kind of a, dialectical, sort of question and answer format, whether that's qualitative or quantitative, into something that's much more sort of evidence-based and not subject to, how someone was feeling at that moment. We want something that's going to be much more kind of stable and penetrating. In the meantime, we're sort of in both worlds. So I think it's a great adjunct as sort of we move as an industry from sort of the old way to the new way. We'll never really be done asking people questions, I think. But the way we do it and the way we integrate those things, I think, is changing, and for the better.